What's going on, fam? It's your girl, Abiola Akanni, founder of E.N.D, and welcome back to our Yin Yoga Chakra series. Today we are doing one of my favorite practices that focuses on one of my favorite chakras, and that's the heart chakra. The translation of this is Anahata in Sanskrit, and the color is green. So in terms of props today, go ahead and grab 2 yoga blocks. Like I said, if you don't have blocks, these larger books make really phenomenal substitutes, and you want to find a harder book. So keep that in mind. And then just put those to the side, and we'll go ahead and get started in a child's pose, y'all. So we're going to start in tabletop, hands and knees, 2 fists worth of space in between the knees, 5 fingers rooted and grounded. We're going to drop the hips to the heels, open the knees wide so the belly and the chest have some space. I'm going to keep my head elevated and draw my book down. Or if you'd like, you can go ahead and just draw your third eye to the earth. And I know I want some elevation, so I'm going to keep my head lifted here just for microphone purposes. Now, one of the things I want you to consider here is, what does receptivity feel like for you in your body? So really beginning to define it for yourself. The more specific we can get, the easier it is to embody. It doesn't matter how long it takes to really define or to create that definition, but it's something I want you to begin to think about. So take a few rounds of breath to settle here. Y'all, I got a little bit of the sniffles, so just bear with me. I'm still moving through the strong. Just might be snuffling a little. So resting here. Continue to settle in your body through the awareness and the intention of your breath. You might drag the hands alongside the shins, interlace the fingers behind you at the base of the spine, and you might hold here, or you might begin to extend your fists up to the heavens. Now, if this hurts your shoulders at all, or you're finding you don't have the space, you can take a strap or a sock in between your hands, and that space will make it easier to draw the fists up. You can also eliminate the strap and just part the fist and hold here. Now, this is a shoulder rinse, and remember, when we come to opening up different chakras, it's 360 degrees. So when it comes to the heart, we want to open up the shoulder girdle, the back of the heart, and the side body ribs as well. Exhale. Lower the fist. If you elevated them, root the hands to the earth and lift the head here. Now go ahead and draw your book or your block to the side. Stay in your child's pose and go ahead and find a side bend. So walk your hand all the way over to the left, drawing the head and the forehead particularly down in between the forearms. Feel that expansion in the right side body ribs. Holding here for a few rounds of breath. Continuing to settle. Holding here for about 2 minutes, y'all. Noticing the length we're creating in the rib cage. Continuing to hold. See if you can begin to draw your breath towards the right side ribs. Breathing space into the ribs here. And let's slowly walk the hands back to center. and take it to the opposite side. So walk the hands over towards the right. Draw the crown of the head in between the forearms and hold here. Breathing into the left side body ribs this time. Try to relax the mouth and the jaw, softening. One more minute here, y'all. Inhale, walk the hands to center. And ripple the body up in tabletop. Just noticing the space you just created. We're just going to slowly come onto our belly. So you'll drop the forearm first and come onto your belly here. And we're going to continue to expand and lengthen underneath the armpits. So we're going to take our books. Now, something to consider is we're going to be doing a myofascial release. And myofascial work can be a little bit sensitive. Basically, we're going to do a little self-massage with these books. And because these books are a little bit on the hard side, it can be sensitive. So if you need to, you can drape a blanket over the books to really steady this here and to make it a little bit more comfortable. Either way, you're going to stack your books on top of one another, float onto your left side body, and extend your left arm. Now, the best way to know that you're in the right position here is for those who are female identifying, you want to feel your shoulder blades spilling over the top of your block. That's how you're going to know that you're on the right side or that you're in the right position. Or the side of where your bra strap would be is how you know you're in the right position. But everyone can start to feel into, do I feel my shoulder blade spilling over the top of my books or my blocks? Then you know you're in the right position. You don't want this right up underneath your armpit. You notice that my armpit is free here. I'm going to release my left ear here, root my right hand right in front of me and anchor it. And I'm either just going to rest here to begin to self-massage the fascial tissue with the really thin kind of layer of skin over your muscle, or if it feels available, I'm going to kind of slowly self-massage my body forward, rock forward and back. And you're going to start to feel this in your serratus muscle, which is connected to the heart. You might notice that it feels, a little sticky here, which we hold a lot of tension here that we're not aware of. Once again, if you need to drape some blankets over your books, I invite you to do so. It's going to be some sensation for sure. And remember, you don't have to rock. You can just rest. Use that right hand to really anchor you. A few more rounds of breath on this side. Notice if you feel some sensation closer to the front of the chest or further back. And now to come out, we're going to glide that left forearm onto the earth and lift up onto your left forearm and just come to a seat. Crossing the legs here. And then inhale, lift both hands up. And you'll notice that I can tell that my left arm is much longer than my right. Like I've just created so much space here just by massaging this muscle, which constricts. And I can feel that this one is much more constricted and tighter. So just noticing that sensation here. And then exhale, float the hands down. Come back onto your left side, onto your belly, and then we'll roll to the right. So moving to the opposite side, let's extend the right hand. Position, once again, our books underneath our serratus muscle. Feel your shoulder blade spilling over the top. Extend the right forearm. Right ear is going to come rest here. Root your left hand in front of you as an anchor and slowly begin to rock forward and back. Forward and back. Remember, once again, if you need to, you can just rest. You don't have to rock forward and back if it feels really taut in that area and a little too sticky. Continuing to rock and roll here. A few more rounds of breath on this side. And then slowly prop your way onto your right forearm. And move your blocks or your books out to the side. Once again, I'm just going to come up to a seat with my back facing you. And then just extending both hands, noticing the length in your serratus muscles here. Just feeling that for yourself. And then when you're ready, float both hands down in front of you. Extend the legs and come onto the belly. We're going to find superhuman arms. So we're going to extend our arms in front of us. Go ahead and raise your left hand off of the earth and glide your left forearm underneath your right like a T. Your right knee is going to come high up like you're sleeping. Left ear comes to the earth. Peel your right hand high. And then exhale, glide it behind you and a half cactus. Your left hand's going to come to the outside of your right knee and holding here for this version of supine twist. So we're getting a twist in the mid and upper back and finding a heart opening here. You might find that the right forearm just kind of floats and hovers, which is normal, unless it feels like you're fighting gravity. Then, y'all, you can stack some pillows underneath your forearms here. Continue to hold. Resting here. Exhale, release the right leg with your hand. Drag that right leg down and just gently roll onto your belly. Find your superhuman arms once again. Lift the right hand up and just cross it underneath your left. Bend your left knee and slowly roll onto your right side body. Left hand comes high and slowly find that half cactus, and your right hand is going to come on the outside of your left leg. Really opening up here through the left shoulder. You might feel a little sensation happening in the spine, a natural chiropractic adjustment. If it feels unsafe, you can come out, or I invite you to hold space for your body here. Continuing to hold. Slowly release that left leg. Roll back onto your belly. Root your hands on the outsides of the chest, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose, just for a moment to lengthen out the low back. Option to drop the head towards the earth, or you can keep it elevated here. Our final pose is actually name Anahata, which is the name of the heart chakra. So we're going to come into a tabletop, and you want to make sure your hips are stacked right over your knees. Walk your hands forward and invite your third eye or your chin towards the mat here. Now this is going to be a deep opening in the shoulders and the upper back. If it feels unsafe, you can come out or hold for a few rounds of breath here. One more round of breath here. Slowly ripple your way up. Tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Hips to the heels. Open the knees wide and drop the forearms here, resting. Continue to hold. Option to continue to rest here in child's pose, or if it feels safe, you can ripple your way up to a seated position of your choice. I invite you to close your practice with whatever hand mudra feels intuitive to you and showcases gratitude for our practice today. Traditionally, palms are drawn together at heart center, a little space in between the palms, thumbs pressing to heart center. Take an inhale in through the nostrils. Exhale out of the mouth, HA. We'll each repeat one time. I've done my best. I leave the rest. Namaste.